some idea. Of course, we're significantly smaller than the Mir space station.
Well, sure. I guess you have some small biological entities on board?
We do. We have, we flew some Madagascar and some American type of roaches, and the Madagascar hissing beetles are extremely durable. Unbelievably durable little buggers, and then we flew some Mexican jumping beans, and just kind of for fun. We put other things on board as well, photographs of people, our own staff, and little toys and things that we put into a box so we could watch those float around.
And you've been doing that, I take it.
We have, and we have our second flight coming up in January, and we are going to be flying a number of other little critters, scorpions and ants and other kinds of things, and along with people's photographs and little personal items that they might want to fly.
My God, that's ambitious. January, huh? All of this, of course, ultimately, someday is headed toward, I think you have visions of, I don't know, extending your hotel-motel business to space, yes?
Well, Art, the concept we have is actually to build a generic kind of structure that's would be interpreted as a space complex that would be accommodating multiple kinds of uses. And so what we might do is say to the MGM Corporation or Hilton Hotels or Harrah's or Richard Branson, well, look, we have a facility. If you're interested in the hotel business, then we can provide you with that kind of an accommodation, along with Mitsubishi wanting to set up a material science lab, or perhaps Pfizer wanting to set up a pharmaceutical facility.
Have you spoken with some of these entities already?
No, we have not. We have not. We feel it's premature. We think we have a lot of things that we need to demonstrate, and we've taken a really important first step that we feel blessed to have achieved this far, and now we're very focused on our second flight in January and keeping our fingers crossed that is successful.
My God, this is really exciting. I mean, it really is. You hear a lot of talk, but here you've gone and actually done it. I guess I had my mind on so many other things, Bob, that when I heard that the launch had happened, I went into shock. I kind of went into shock for a little while.
Well, we kind of kept a low profile for the last year and a half, and that was a conscious effort to not distract ourselves or to prematurely discuss things, perhaps. And of course, Art, you and I have that other commonality, that other interest in UFOs, and we know how extraordinarily behind our species is compared to that other phenomena.
We certainly are. By the way, what kind of video capability is on board the spacecraft, since we're going to touch on that subject? And anything external, Bob? Yes, we do. We have 13 cameras on this one, on Genesis 1. 7 of those are outside and 6 are interior. All the interior is lit, of course, so that we can have good quality resolution. And we've in our Genesis 2 in January, we will have 18 cameras. So we are ramping up. The video, of course, is terribly important. What kind of quality are you getting, Bob? And I ask this because, NASA, of course, has made most of the STS video available, but there have been any number of things during a number of the STS missions that are more than mildly interesting that they caught on camera. So I wonder if you have yet caught anything on camera that made you go, what the hell is that? Not as yet. We have a long time in which to make these observations. For the first 3 weeks or so, the spacecraft was in a slow 6-minute tumble, and it was causing us to lose or to have signals that were interrupted on the north and south airlocks from those antennae. And now we've stabilized the spacecraft over the last week. So we expect to, which is the orientation that we wanted to do, to have a constant signal feed, and with the other antennas coming up on board in Hawaii and Fairbanks,
as you know, it's all about the quantity of throughput that you have through the transmission.
Of course.
And even though we have captured 1,000 or 1,500 images, a lot of those are internal images, and so we are just again starting to understand how to administer the behavior of the spacecraft, how to function as a mission control facility. We've never been here before. We've never done this before. And in a short time, we will have, hopefully, 2 spacecraft that we can monitor simultaneously and be able to maybe capture something external to the spacecraft that would be fun to look at. And so,
well, Bob, how recently did you get the spacecraft oriented properly with respect to the Earth? When did you actually get it done?
We use torsion bars and magnetic attitude control equipment, and we've been using that over the last several 2-3 weeks. And finally, last week, the calibration was correct and accurate. And now we achieved that sometime around last Tuesday or Wednesday.
Very recent. So
yes.
That would dramatically increase the quality of the video you're getting back.
It does. It does. It at least it prevents the signal from being interrupted, and the pictures are amazingly clear, both external and internal. And now we're getting views of the Earth, and if we can maintain this orientation, then we'll get views of the Moon as it crosses by from time to time.
Oh wow! How are the bugs doing?
We don't know. We don't have an answer on that. I've not been given enough data about that. Some folks think that they may have not survived, and other folks think that they may have. So we kind of have a difference of hope in our organization about them, but we don't know.
If they are surviving, is there enough nutrition scattered about one way or the other to keep them going?
Oh, definitely. We supplied them with enough nutrients and water to last actually several multi-generations, not just for the one generation of those bugs, but if they haven't had a chance to produce any offspring, it would handle those as well.
I suppose something like that could ultimately get out of control, and you could have reproducing bugs that would infest the spacecraft entirely.
Well, they're in a closed environment. They are the spacecraft's avionics systems and other kinds of hardware are, of course, protected from anything that could cause a contamination. So all those little critters are in sealed containers, and they have their own little environment there. And
okay. All right. For those, with respect again to the bugs, if they did not survive, what stage of the mission probably would have done them in?
Well, possibly the stage prior to launch, because we had to package a spacecraft up a month before shipping to Russia, and then it sat for a month before launch. So actually, and actually it was more than that. So in the order of about 70 or 75 days from the time that they were actually packaged into the spacecraft and that payload integration occurred until launch is what they had to endure. And launch is no fun in this case either. It's an 8G situation, very violent shaking. But we tested a lot of these things terrestrially first, and they survived that, and they survived a complete vacuum, which was amazing for one little bug. Madagascar hissing beetle survived a 2-hour vacuum and then came back to life, which just blew us all away. We couldn't believe it.
Actually survived a vacuum? I'm not sure how that's possible.
We didn't think so either. So we don't know. We don't know.
That's absolutely amazing, actually. Maybe you just learned something new about them. I'm told they would inherit the Earth after any sort of nuclear conflict. So maybe you've just underscored that whole theory. Bob, I know this is leading to a lot more, but it sure is a gigantic first step. The fact that you